Obviously, a lot of you know that I started out as a web designer. I taught myself how to become a web designer and it blew up. I was obviously so young and I was teaching myself how to do a lot of things. So I really just rode the wave. And that wave was massive. I ended up making so much more money than I ever thought. Like, I went into it with goals and those goals went poof. So when I started making the money that I was as a web designer, and I went on to TikTok in like 2020 when everyone and their mom went on to TikTok, and people wanted to know like what I was doing and how I was doing it. So I never, ever, ever thought that I'd become an educator. I didn't even graduate high school. So never would I have put myself in like a teaching box. But nonetheless, people were like, bitch, I want to know how you were doing what you were doing. So naturally, I was like, okay, I'll share. Let's not gatekeep here. And I created my first course. That was in 2021. Again, I rode the wave. I never went into it with the intention of creating courses or teaching on web design even, but it just happened. And then I was able to evolve, and I've created multiple other courses now and have thousands and thousands and thousands of students around the world. So it's the same, like, what? But obviously I talk a lot still about web design because that's where my students are at. But something that is so important and crucial to remember is even if you are on this path and journey of becoming a web designer, let's say you haven't even made the jump yet, but you're like, I know I want to, so you're about to. You're an aspiring web designer. It's in your future. It might not be your forever. And that's the most beautiful thing about becoming an entrepreneur and stepping into being a business owner. Because if you just ride the wave and you let your intuition follow you and you just let it guide you and you don't have control over what it will be in a year or 3 years or 5 years, it will let just evolution work its wonders. But what I think is really cool is that web design obviously can be the most perfect introduction because really when it comes down to it, owning a business, becoming an entrepreneur, starting to pay taxes, getting insurance, maybe having team members, whatever it looks like, it's a lot of work and you will continuously learn how to do it. I'm still fucking learning today, but web design can be so simple. You get all the rewards that you get as being an entrepreneur and owning your own business and having the freedom, having the flexibility, but you don't need to have anyone on your team. I didn't have anyone on my team for 3 years of being a web designer. 3 years. I did it by myself. It is so simple. It's the most simple business model. If you have learned from me, if you've taken my courses or if you're wanting to, you will know how freaking simple it can be, which I think is so incredible. So I am forever grateful that I was able to learn how to be a business owner, how to be an entrepreneur, how to have the mindset around money and charging my worth and working with clients that obviously I'm still doing today at a very large scale. But being a like freelance web designer was how I'm able to do what I do today. And I learned so much. And so just know that if you take the leap or if you're on this, it might not be your forever. And that's so beautiful because you have no idea where you will be. And I think that that's what makes it so unique as being an entrepreneur, because if you go the corporate route, you work a job, you know how slow, snail pace it will take to grow into a C-level or into making a very high paying career, whatever it is, it's fucking ridiculous how long it'll take someone to actually grow. So I think sometimes that mindset gets applied to being an entrepreneur or becoming a web designer or starting your own business, whatever it looks like. But really, you can move so fucking fast. You can literally move mountains when you become an entrepreneur and you trust into the process. You create this own journey, your journey. You have full control over it, where no one else does. No one else gets to say, oh, you get a 3% raise this year. No, want to fucking make 100% more next year? Do it. You can. You have the power as a web designer or even wherever you end up evolving past. I have so many students that 3 years ago, they came to me, they wanted to become a web designer. They ran their web design business for 2 years and now they're fucking onto something bigger that they're super aligned with from the experience that they got as a web designer. So let this just be your sign to just go for it. Jump in because you have no idea where it'll take you.